In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a sensor array using 3 infrared light sensors. What you're going to need is a Phillips screwdriver, just a small one, your Arduino, a Arduino prototyping shield. You'll need 3 infrared light sensors like this one. For each infrared light sensor, you'll need 3 wires like this, where you have a female end and a male end. So in total, you're going to need 9 female to male wires. And if possible, try and get it so that you only use 3 colors. So in my case, you're going to have 3 red wires, 3 green wires, and 3 blue wires. You'll also need 2 additional male to male wires, like these. Okay, so I've just gone for red and green. You'll also need your driving bot chassis and gearbox. So need this one and have those attached. Everything else has been taken off, and I've actually gone and installed 2 sensors already, but I've left one to show you how it's done, and hopefully I'll do it well enough that you can do the others on your own. So take your sensor, and we're actually going to put the wires in first because I think it's just easier. So holding it like this, plug in a wire to your VCC pin, which is the first one on the left. Okay, I'm going to use the red. And then the next pin is ground. I'm going to use green. And the next pin is DO, which stands for digital out. And I'm going to use blue. Yep, you guessed it. It's the same as all the other 2. Okay, now to attach it to the chassis, get a set of nuts and bolt like this one. Take the bolt and put it through the middle of where the hole is. Don't make your own hole. Of the sensor, and then push that through to the chassis. Take the bolt and put it on the other side like this, and using your fingers just fasten it on till it gets some kind of grip. And then once it's got some grip, you can go and use your screwdriver and just gently tighten it on. Just make sure that it's facing the right direction. So yep, it's facing the left hand side in this case. Yeah, in the video it may appear that this sensor is on the right hand side, but what's going to be happening is that we're actually making the front part of our maze bot, and the maze bot we'll talk more about in the next lesson, but this is actually a front of the maze bot, so technically this is the left hand side and this is the right hand side. That's always going to be the middle. Okay, so once that's on, gather your wires into 3 groups. So I'm going to put all my red ones together. Okay, this is the VCC. I'm going to gather all my green ones, which is the ground. Put them up here. And now I'm going to gather my blue ones, which is the digital out or DO from the board. They don't have to be this color, I just chose it that way. Alright, next up, get your Arduino and the prototyping shield and just fix them together. Okay, just line the pins up with the holes and then gently press them together like so. Don't have any overhanging pins or bent pins. If you do, just gently pull them apart and put it back together until you have them fixed like that. Okay, get your blue tack, and we're just using blue tack because in the maze bot, again that's next lesson, the Arduino is actually in a different position, but just we want to test our sensors first. So blue tack it onto the chassis like this. Next up, we're going to wire up our sensors to the Arduino. So starting off with VCC wires, so in my case they're red. VCC needs to go to VIN on the Arduino. Now you can see where I'm pointing here with my hand, there's only one port for that, one hole for that. So to get them all to fit in there, what we're going to do is we're going to use the breadboard and we're going to use one of the channels here. So look for VIN, go to the nearest channel, okay, going across, and we'll just plug them into the one channel, okay, leave a space for a wire at the end of the channel, like I've done here. So if you can see, I put these three into a row but then left space, and the reason I did that is so I can plug in my wire here, it's just a male to male wire, and the other end can go into VIN, and effectively that's just one wire, okay, even though we know physically it's 4, but because it's all on the one channel, they're all connected, you can put into that one port for VIN. We'll do the same for ground. Okay, so in my case it's the green wires here. Ground is right next to VIN, so we're going to use the channel just above where we put those last wires. Again, we're going to leave a space. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. And that space is there for another male to male wire, and I've carefully color coded this so don't get you confused. And that's just going to, the other end is just going to go on the ground on your Arduino. Okay, so that's how you turn 3 or 4 actually wires into one. Now, with the blue ones, or in my case they're blue, they can be any color, hopefully the same color for sort of, avoid confusion. These are for the outputs, so when a sensor detects something, it will use these wires to send that signal to your Arduino, which then will, using the code will do something. So your left one, remember this is left wire must go to the pin number 2. So pin number 2 is over here on the left hand side, so pin number 2, and the middle one must go to pin number 3, so port number 3 is over here, it's plugged in like that, and the right one goes to number 4. Okay, so just over here, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so that's it, your 3 sensors at the front, left, middle, right, and they're all plugged in using the prototyping shield. Once that's done, you can go and code.